We're back here on the John Fourcade Show, and it's our special spotlight feature where we take a look at some of the top players across the college football world, and we take a look at a quarterback here in our first segment, Patrick Mahomes from Texas Tech. A lot of people in Louisiana got to take a good look at him when LSU went up against him in the bowl game, and he was terrific. Texas Tech's defense was two words, lousy, but this guy was unbelievable. John, what I like about him, 6'3", he's 225 pounds. He's thrown for over 5,000 yards last year, but he completed almost 66% of his passes. But here's the best feature, 41 touchdowns, only 10 pass interceptions. Now, they throw in the football a lot at Texas Tech, and you can see him here. He's got a little bit of a quirky delivery. It kind of comes off the side a little bit, but I think he's a guy that in time can be an NFL starter and a good player. He's got a rocket for an arm. He was at the Manning camp, and I was telling you the story. He threw a couple of balls to me, and the first one, he was throwing it to a guy behind me, and it whizzed past my ear, and I guarantee you could almost hear the sound of that ball pass. He has got a rocket, a former baseball player. His dad played Major League Baseball, was a Major League Baseball pitcher. You talk about a guy who's got a rocket. Now, my thing is, can he throw the ball accurately from the pocket? And I think that's the big key for Patrick Mahomes because he's been a spread option guy all throughout his career.
And you have noticed over the last 10 years, Mike, what has happened to these spread quarterbacks? They don't make it in the NFL because they don't read very much. Having to drop back and read, they're mostly drop back and just throw the ball. And it's all quick. Yeah, right. It's all quick passing game mostly. And you were right about one thing. He has to be from the pocket in the NFL. Can he do it from the pocket? And that means you have to read a little bit from the pocket. I don't know if he's able to do under the center as much as because you don't. Texas Tech has never done it. That's going to be a big thing there. And dropping back from under the center, he's slow of foot. I might add that he might be 6'3", 230, could throw the ball with a rocket arm in him, but he is a little bit slow of foot. He's not the world's greatest running quarterback, but he's got the mobility. He's got the arm to do that. Somebody will take a shot on him. There's no doubt about it. He's a work in progress, middle round to late round draft pick. He's got the potential to be an NFL quarterback. Just don't know where at in the NFL he's going to fit in, who's going to pick him. Somebody will take the young man, and we'll see. Could he be on a roster and sit there for 4 or 5 years as a backup, or would he get a chance to play? We shall see.
One of the things he told me at the Manning camp was that he has been working kind of by himself, is taking snaps under center, because the reads are a lot different, where you've taken away that second where you're in the shotgun and you got a pretty good look out on the field. Under center, it's a little bit different because some of that's taken away from you. You played in an offense where sometimes you're under center, sometimes in the shotgun. That quickness of it, the way those defensive ends come off the edge, man, it takes away it completely.
Well, in the NFL, when you're under, you get the pre-read under the center, and you pretty much have your read. And as you drop back, things do change. Nobody's going to line up there pre-read and give you the same read when the ball snaps. But when you're in the shotgun, they have to be in their position, Mike, basically when that ball is snapped. So now you're already looking at it from a standpoint that they're going to be there, but you're passing trees a little different, or your routes, how you're going to throw the ball, are totally different. The time you're under the center to when you get back to the 7-step or 5-step. But when you're in the shotgun, you're pretty much catching, turning, and throwing. You already know where you're going. Now, when you go to the NFL, they still going to have you read from the shotgun. You still can drop back a little bit, and you got to go here, here to here. In college football, it's either here or you throw it away,
or you run
it. Not in the NFL. They want you to still progressively go there, there, to there. And I don't know if these shotgun guys can do that, and it's been proven fact. Not many of them in the NFL can play in a shotgun full time and then adapt to the NFL.
One of the things he is doing, his agent is Lee Steinberg, an old buddy of mine from many, many years back, and he is working with Derek Carr. And there's a lot of similarities physically between the two of them, and I'll guarantee you, he won't get out of round 2. Somebody will take a shot at him. It's supply and demand. That's just the way it is in the National Football League. One of the guys, one of the small college players that has really stepped up his game, if you've watched a lot of SWAC football, is Javancy Jones from Jackson State. Now, Javancy played defensive end and as a stand-up outside linebacker at Jackson State. He is going to play inside linebacker. He went to the East-West Shrine game. He was expecting to play as a stand-up outside linebacker. They said, oh, no, that's not where we want you to play. We want you to play inside. 6'1", 250 pounds last year. And he missed some time. His mother had an illness, 92 tackles, 19 and a half tackles for losses, 4 quarterback sacks. a guy that was constantly double teamed, and he fell just 3 tackles for losses short of the FCS record for tackles for losses. Talk about a guy with great instincts, 3.65 GPA. He went to Jackson State. His mother has a rare illness. He wanted to stay close to home, but his other 2 choices were Duke and Vanderbilt. Now, you ain't getting in there with an expired driver's license. No. You got to be a pretty sharp guy. He was a 4-time All-American at Jackson State, and so you taking a look at this guy who has really, really stepped up his game as a football player.
Mike, you know how the NFL has been over the last 20 years. They will go find you. People will say, you know, if you don't go to big schools or the major colleges, you won't be able to get in the NFL unless you go as a walk-on or a free agent.
Yeah, right.
In this case nowadays, they're looking at the SWAC. They're looking at the FCS schools. You go play football somewhere and you put numbers up and you're a good football player, they will find you. That's the difference of back years ago when I played back to what they have done now. They're going to find football players. This young man right here, you know, you got to admire him. 3.6. Had a chance to go to Duke, had a chance to go to Vanderbilt. That's not too shabby of a school to go to with brains. 3.6, he went there because his mother was ill, and you got to respect that. And that's where these guys will sit down with him and talk to him, and that's what they'll explain and say, man, this guy's a good ball player, not just on the field, but he's a man off the field.
Natural leader, too,
right.
And a guy that knows what he's doing. The second day of the East-West Shrine game, he took over. He was the defensive leader on that field, and that's why they really liked him to play on that inside linebacker position. Another thing, too, is having done that, playing defensive end or outside linebacker, he's got to learn how to cover now.
Right.
He's got to play in reverse, and that's something that he hasn't done a lot of, and it's something he'll be doing in the offseason. I think right now I'll probably project him as a 4th-round pick, but I think he's a guy some team may fall in love with and draft him a little bit earlier. The 2 teams that kept the eye on him the most at East-West Shrine, you would figure, Patriots, Raiders.
Well, you know,
and the Raiders need as much defensive help as they can possibly get.
Well, I'll just tell you this much. If he goes to the Patriots, he's in the right situation because Belichick knows how to go out and get players, especially linebackers. They bring linebackers and make all pros out of them.
The other thing, too, is the fact that the Raiders and Patriots both do a lot of blitzing from inside, and that's right up Javance Jones' wheelhouse. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week with another version of the John Fourcade Show right here from Veterans Ford.